Welcome back to Morning Break. People are facing scorching heat while trying to enjoy the summer. That means cautious of signs of heat exhaustion on your heart and your body. And as we look at ways to stay heart healthy while the temperature rises, I'm joined by cardiologist Dr. Roy Flood of SouthCoast Health. Good morning, Dr. Flood. Thanks so much for being here today. This is important because as we see the temperatures continue to rise, we know it's not going to change anytime until September, October, or something like that. Yeah, so we're in this kind of pattern here now where we're dealing with heat every day. A lot of it we talk about and we focus on making sure the kids stay protected, but we as adults need to protect ourselves too.
We're sure, Kyle, we are always concerned about the very young and the very old. However, there's a lot of people who are affected by the heat, particularly those persons who are outdoors a lot, our soldiers, construction workers, and believe it or not, our younger athletes, high school football. This time of year, we're in Georgia, practice will be starting soon, and those people are all at risk for heat exhaustion injury. What are some
guidelines that maybe, especially parents who have kids who, like you mentioned, who are involved in sports and things like that they need to be looking out for to make sure that the coaches are doing the proper things and make sure that the kids are prepared when they go out there, that they're hydrated, that they're taking care of themselves before they even get to practice?
Well, I think that you've already hit upon some of it, but you really need to be acclimated to being in this sort of heat. The coaches and the administrators, everybody that's involved in planning this needs to tailor the practices so there are frequent breaks. There needs to be someone there that is monitoring heat levels, hydration status, monitoring the players, the coaches, everybody that's out there for prolonged periods of time.
What are some of the signs to watch out for if it's your own kids and you're out there, if it's yourself and you're out working outdoors, things like that? What are some things that you need to watch out for?
Dizziness, confusion, obviously excessive heat, sweating, etc. Fatigue when others that are doing the same things don't seem to be as tired. Those can be signs that you are undergoing heat exhaustion injury and you need to be monitored, temperature checked, cooled off, and definitely take a break.
We've got a lot of people, I know running is popular, people like to get out, and a lot of people are in good shape, but then at the same time, this is something that can sneak up on you if you're not careful.
Yeah, and I think a word to the wise is if you're going to be involved, particularly with aerobic things, running, do it early in the morning or late in the evening. And even if you are a well-trained endurance athlete, the times need to be reduced probably in this level of heat, and extra caution taken to maintain hydration and monitor your heart rate and so on as you do your activity.
Let's say that you find yourself in a position where you're experiencing the things that you mentioned, the dizziness, and what can you do to alleviate some of this that immediately that you can help and ultimately save your life or save someone else's life?
Well, hydration. Hydration is the big thing. Obviously, if you don't have water on your person, you need to stop the activity, summon some help if you can, and rest, abstain from the activity, cool off. If you're in a position where you have ice water immersion, that's always very helpful in an emergent situation, but most of us don't have that immediately accessible.
And I would imagine supervisors, coaches, things like that, they need to be very aware of the people under them, the kids under them, and how they're reacting to the conditions.
For sure, and there are guidelines put out by the health societies and actually the state of Georgia that recommend what levels of heat and so on, and guidelines as to when our athletes should take a break or practice should be curtailed or amended in order to keep everybody safe.
I always want to be able to come back and be able to practice and then play the next day.
That's right. That's right.
Dr. Flood, thanks so much for joining us
You're
here
very
on
welcome.
Morning Break. Great information.